Paul
50
McCartney.
years after the Beatles, got a whole studio here. I know.
Virtual elbows.
He is still constantly composing and is not letting a pandemic get in the way. Most people in lockdown have been making sourdough bread. Paul McCartney makes an album.
Well, the other thing people have been doing is cleaning out their closets. So that's a bit what that was. I just started like cleaning out my cupboards. It's like, well, wait a minute, what about that song last year that I started but never got to finish? Let's have a look at that. I should finish this.
You never used to be afraid of days like these. Now you're overwhelmed by your anxiety.
It so happens that Sir Paul McCartney, who's 78 years old now, has more interesting cupboards than most of us, and enough fixings to create a new record, McCartney III, released Friday.
Welcome to the studio.
It's a sort of DIY album. It helps that McCartney has his own recording studio near his farm in England and has had some practice.
Can't buy me love, paperback rhymes, used to say,
You know his biggest hits in a few notes.
Okay, put those all together and turn them backwards. We've got it.
let me be your guide.
For McCartney III, he was not only songwriter but producer and played every instrument.
It's not like working with a band because I know what I want to hear and I don't even have to tell anyone. I just say, let's do some drums. I'll sit on the drums and I'll think, okay, I want to do. So it's all in my head.
The result is an album critics have called experimental, freewheeling, and a playful gem.
Hey, Loretta. CBS Sunday Morning,
Miss the feedback?
one of the greatest shows in the history of
Working with a
television.
musician?
No, it's just a different kind of thing. Well, sometimes we'll ask my engineer, what do you think?
Channel
One of the
2
guys
that don't
might
know
have
who
a suggestion.
CBS is.
And I will say, no.
If making a record is different now, so is talking about it in the
The eye.
era of COVID.
I don't want to give it to anyone. I don't want to get it. And when people sort of say, oh, I don't want to wear masks, infringing on my civil liberties, I say, no, that is stupid.
So
Both
do
of
I.
us had
very
COVID
stupid.
tests, me at his office, right before our meeting. And McCartney has done almost no other in-person interviews.
Very
The
smart.
camera crew ran things remotely from another room.
Good.
With his wife Nancy Chevelle across the Atlantic, he was living on his farm in England, recording and spending what he calls rockdown with his daughter Mary and 4 of his 8 grandkids. Some evenings at dinner time, he'd play samples for them.
So this was just a little bit of fun Grandad had in the studio.
Is this the real Sir Paul McCartney? Do you feel this is the authentic you that comes across in a way that a more highly produced album would?
Could be true. That could be true, actually, yeah.
It follows 2 other solo albums. Both were initially criticized, though later earned praise. For a guy who's been inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame twice and has 20 Grammy Awards, we found him still almost awestruck by the process.
I just start on either a guitar or piano, and I'm just noodling about, really. Oh, there's a melody here. Boom, boom, beep, boom, boom. Boom, 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 boom. Oh, yeah, that's pretty good. That's why I love it so much, because you start with nothing, and then suddenly, after maybe a couple of hours, you've got a finished song. And that's like, wow. And that still amazes me.
In what way?
It always reminds me of like a magician pulling a rabbit out of a hat.
Yesterday,
Song yesterday that I wrote. I dreamed that song, and I woke up, and there was this tune in my head. Well, now that's magic. I didn't believe it was mine for the first couple of weeks.
what do you mean?
I thought it was like an old song that I've heard somewhere, maybe from my dad's generation.
It's just in your head.
Someone's going to go, oh no, that's from West Side Story. I go, but no one ever found what it was, and in the end they said, it's yours.
Ladies and gentlemen, here are the Beatles.
During the 60s, with Beatles writing partner John Lennon, they turned out around 300 songs.
We never had a dry session. We'd come in, we sit down, and about 3 or 4 hours later, we had a song. Looking back on it, wow, how lucky was that? Or could it be skill? It was always fun. We got so used to it.
Memory of Sid
After
Bernstein.
the first 50 songs we
Brought
wrote
the
together,
Beatles
we kind of knew
to
how
America.
it was going to go. So,
to Carnegie Hall
you know,
first.
if it was a song I brought in, I would just do the first couple of lines, and he would just follow it on.
It's getting better all the time.
And the song I started, it's getting better all the time, and he went, it couldn't get much worse.
Along with Ringo Starr and George Harrison, the Beatles skyrocketed to fame from
That's
humble
right.
working-class roots in Liverpool, England.
Can you believe what you did so many years ago still translates, still resonates, is still a gold standard today?
It is pretty crazy. I remember when I was a kid, when the Beatles was first starting, and I remember my cousin saying to me, do you think any of your songs are ever going to be standards? And I remember saying, yeah.
You think you knew?
I didn't know, I guessed. But I just had a feeling that some of the stuff that we were writing was pretty memorable.
What is it about the music that touches people so deeply?
I'm not sure I have an answer. Something to do with the structure of the song. There's no spare stuff that shouldn't be in there. It's the exact amount of stuff that should be on that record. But I am amazed. It keeps going. I'm amazed. Maybe I'm amazed.
I've heard that somewhere.
Oh yeah, good idea for a song.
Baby, I'm amazed at the way you move me all the time.
Maybe I'm Amazed was on his
So
1970 solo album McCartney, the first of this now trilogy, which marked his separation from the Beatles. They'd split up in '69, citing artistic and business differences. John Lennon also went on to have his own solo career until he was shot and killed in front of his home exactly 4 decades ago this month.
I wonder how all these years, 40 years later, you're processing it.
I'm not sure I am. It's very difficult for me. And I occasionally will have thoughts and sort of say, I don't know, why don't I just break down crying every day? Because it's that bad.
Do you sometimes?
Not every day. You know, yeah, there will be times when I just, have memories and just think, oh my God. Well, it's just so senseless.
Do you think he'd still be writing, producing like you are?
Yeah, he was showing no signs of slowing up. He was still making great music. The question is, would we have ever got back together again?
What's the answer?
Well, I don't know. We don't know. We were friends. That was one of the great things about it. I don't know how I would have dealt with it. So I don't think I've dealt with it very well. In a way, I wouldn't be surprised if a psychiatrist would sort of find out that I was slightly in denial. Because it's too much.
McCartney told us he still has dreams about John Lennon and thinks about him when he writes.
What happens if you're in the car and a Beatles song comes on? What do? You turn it up? Turn it off?
Turn it up. Turn it up. Sing along with it. It always takes me back to the session. It always reminds me, I think, oh yeah, I remember
Hey,
John
Randy.
was there,
Good morning.
Linda was there, we did this one.
CBS Sunday Morning,
Yeah, it's great.
Channel
Because
2.
It takes you right back to the flashback.
Blackbird singing in the dead of
Oh, God, I love the Beatles.
Today, when he gets new ideas for melodies, he records them on his phone as a voice memo.
I wonder how many hits are still sitting in your iPhone.
The kiss of Venus has got me on. And one of the songs off the new album is called Kiss of Venus, and I wrote it one summer's day, and I got the beginning of it, the Kiss of Venus. I thought, oh, that's okay. I'll record it. I'll finish it someday. But then I said to myself, no, what have you got? You haven't got anything on. Sit here and finish that bloody
That's
song.
how he gets stuff done.
It turns
works.
out in lockdown, Paul McCartney produced not just a record, but a reminder for the rest of us, which, no surprise, he put to music.
Seize the
That's the deal. Get it done. Get out there and work. No procrastination. You don't pop out all this work unless you work hard. Beatles are frequently cited as the most important rock roll band of all time. John, Paul, George, and Ringo notched out 20 number one hits in the Billboard Hot 100. And thank you, Sid Bernstein, for bringing him here to America. Okay, Sunday morning. This is the greatest show. So happy and a healthy holiday to everybody, and stay home. They prepared to do that Beatles segment on CBS Sunday Morning. They all took tests before they walked in the door. They were wise. They were smart. Don't be silly. Take care of this scenario for yourself. This is a serious concern, as we all know. All right. Let's even hope Santa is there to help us as well. That's good stuff. I hope you saw the concert last night, and thank you very much for tuning in, and go out and play in the snow, far away from people, and masked
when your
up.
V-neck looks more like a U-neck, that's when
Take
you
care.
know
Bye-bye.
it's half washed. Downy helps prevent
Prior to McCartney, I didn't record it, was Jim Gaffigan
Downy
saying something about waiting. How much waiting for so many things this year. So all I can say is to be patient. Om Shanti Om. Om. Calm. Be calm. Om. You don't have to run out. Change your lifestyle a bit. Meditate. Watch Claire, my yoga instructor. Claire Diab, Deepak Chopra's yoga instructor, 25 years. Om. In fact, watch that interview. I'm going to put that interview on this. So you, not interview. Well, yeah, interview and her video. All right, bye-bye. I love you. Thank you.